Join me as I take on the challenge of sticking to my budget for a whole month using these 6 money-saving tips. Saving money is a crucial part of adulting, but let's be real, it can be super tough. That's why having a solid budget in place is key to achieving your financial goals, whether it's building an emergency fund, paying off debt, or simply having some extra cash for a rainy day. When it comes to managing your monthly budget, I think we can all agree that there are some common challenges that we face. One of the biggest hurdles is dealing with unexpected expenses. You know, those pesky car repairs or medical bills that seem to come out of nowhere and completely blow your budget. Another challenge is impulse purchases. We've all been guilty of buying something on a whim, only to realize later that we didn't really need it. And then there's the issue of not tracking our spending, which can make it difficult to identify areas where we can cut back and make some serious savings. Not to mention, it's easy to get caught up in the instant gratification culture we live in, where it's tempting to splurge on things that bring us instant joy, rather than thinking about the long-term consequences. And finally, there's the struggle of making budgeting a habit. It's easy to get motivated for a week or two, but then fall back into our old spending habits. So, what can we do to overcome these common challenges and start saving some serious cash? Well, that's what I'm about to share with you. Over the next few minutes, I'll be sharing my top 6 practical tips for saving money, and I promise you, they're going to be game changers. Tip number 1, track your spending. It's as simple as writing down every single transaction you make in a notebook, or using an app like Mint or Personal Capital. By doing this, you'll be able to identify areas where you can cut back and make some serious savings. Tip number 2, create a 50-30-20 budget. Allocate 50% of your income towards necessities like rent, utilities, and groceries, 30% towards discretionary spending like entertainment and hobbies, and 20% towards saving and debt repayment. Tip number 3, cook at home instead of eating out. This can save you hundreds of dollars per month, and it's actually really fun to try out new recipes and experiment with different cuisines. Tip number 4, cancel subscription services you don't use. Take a close look at your bank statement and see if there are any recurring payments for things you haven't used in months. And tip number 5, shop secondhand first. Whether it's clothes, furniture, or electronics, you can often find gently used items at a fraction of the cost of buying new. One tip that's had a huge impact on my own budget is tip number 6. Use the envelope system. Divide your expenses into categories like groceries, entertainment, and transportation, and then place the corresponding budgeted amount into an envelope for each category. Once the money in an envelope is gone, you know you've reached your spending limit for that category. It's a simple yet effective way to stick to your budget and avoid overspending. I've been able to save hundreds of dollars per month just by using this system, and I know you can too. So here's a success story that really drives home the importance of budgeting. My friend Sarah was able to pay off $5,000 in credit card debt in just 6 months by implementing a few of these tips, including creating a budget, tracking her spending, and canceling subscription services she didn't use. It was amazing to see her confidence grow as she took control of her finances and started building a safety net for herself. It just goes to show that even small changes can add up to make a huge difference over time. To recap, the 6 tips I shared today were: track your spending, create a 50/30/20 budget, cook at home instead of eating out, cancel subscription services you don't use, shop secondhand first, and use the envelope system. Remember, saving money isn't about depriving yourself of things you love, it's about making conscious choices about how you spend your hard-earned cash. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you found these tips as helpful as I have. If you have any money-saving tips of your own, please share them in the comments below. And if you want to stay on top of your finances and reach your budgeting goals, be sure to subscribe for more videos like this one.